Good morning, welcome to Trading with Gold. I'm going to start. We'll start looking at SPY. So, like I said, in the chart, SPY, we were still inside this candle until yesterday. We closed above this range, wide range candle. So, we had crossed above it on Tuesday, but we didn't close above it. We only did yesterday. So we closed above 545. That was 540. So we closed 543.75. So the good thing about SPY, so many other stocks, we had massive drops. Even SPY dropped. We went to 510, so we dropped like 55 points. So if we look, we've retraced back over half. 50% was 537. So there's still an opportunity. We can either go to retest this level or create a lower high, and then we continue down. Okay, so now we only have one higher high. We have this, if you are looking at 1, 2, 3 bearish pullback, sometimes it doesn't matter about change of character. It just looks at 1, 2, 3 higher highs. It doesn't matter whether they're inside bar. And you can see an example with Google. Okay. So Google was in the same list. It was supposed to have 3 higher highs. It was barely moving, and all these were rejection. So this was an indecision. We only had one, this strong bullish candle, and then this was an inside bar, and then we had this drop. So still Google, we want to see, because there was a rejection of these. We didn't go to 156. So we hit 157, then we closed at 160. So we want to see, like Google, if you want to look at those that are still weak, this didn't give us a good pullback compared to SPY. So any stock in that list that when you look at the pullback, this almost looks like this was 163, 163, 163, then it barely broke 165 here, 165. So this was not, compared to SPY, this didn't make a good pullback. That's why we saw this drop yesterday for Google. Okay, so it opened. So 164, then dropped to 157. So this is what you're looking at on the daily for stocks that are supposed to do 1, 2, 3 pullback. And Google has not been pulling back. Like if you see here, we had this drop and then barely a pullback, this drop, barely a pullback, this drop, barely a pullback. So we want to see if it will have another red candle today. If not, then it means maybe we still have a chance to break above 168. Okay, but for SPY and QQQ, they gave us some good pullbacks, all these. So we had these 3 indecision, and then we had this strong bullish candle, another one, and all of them were creating higher high. So this is a higher high, a higher high, a higher high, and another higher high. So today, like I said, if we still go up, and if you see any sign, so this is the 5th. So this is day 1 where we hit this higher low. day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 wasn't a good one, day 6 wasn't a good one, then day 1 we went up, day 2 yesterday, so today is day 3. Okay, so if day 3, usually you can get a stock pushing up and then going back down. Day 3, you get a pullback. If this stock was previously trending up, then you expect a pullback. If the stock was previously trending down, then you get a move up. So that's what I said we want to see today. We can open above 545, but we were supposed to go to which level? Is it 550? Let's see. The previous, so 554. So we need to break above this level, 554. So any level below 554, it's gonna be a lower high. We're gonna go down. If we go up, so today we might not get a strong continuation. It can continue open high and then we go down, or we can still push up because SPY so far has retraced over 50% above 537. Okay, so we're looking at this 547, 554 previous lower high levels for SPY. Now the problem with SPY has so many, even QQQ has oh, and yesterday this is a contraction. So like the other week we were looking, the 5K plays were based on expansion and contraction. So anytime you see a stock makes a range, the way we did a range here, and then the next day, the range I think was 5 points, that's a contraction. Every time you have a contraction, you're followed by an expansion. So expansion can be going up or going down. Every time you have NR7, like I talked about, NR7 is another contraction. So we had NR7 on Monday. Always expect either an expansion. So it means in the past 7 days, this is the lowest range you've had. It's very easy to see NR7. Just look on the, you might not see on Heikenashi. Okay, change to a regular candle. So you see we had these ranges, these, and then on Monday, it was the tiniest range. So that's a contraction. Anytime you have a contraction, it's like a squeeze. It is followed by an expansion, okay? And that's why that's why I said, I was still expecting, we got PPI, so we were still expecting the pullback, and that's why I said I was leaning on being bullish. So we had this contraction. So again, NR7, it means in the past 7 days, this is the tiniest range. So if you see here, we had a good range, good, and then we had a tiny range. Okay, so anytime you see that, look, mostly you won't see with Heikenashi candle. Look with our regular candle. Always expect something. That is the stock to trade the next day. Now, when you expand, so that's how the trick with trading NR7. So after you expand, I think is what? Physics, it's physics. When you expand, then you have to contract. It's expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. So we have another contraction here yesterday. So it's either we're gonna break out again or we're gonna go down, okay? So always look, and this one, it's the past 7 days. It doesn't have to be just the same trend. You're just looking at the past 7 days. How has the range been? Okay, the 7 past days. When you notice a contraction, it means look at that stock the next day. Something has to happen because it's considered like a squeeze. You either have to break out or break down. Now, when you break out, it has to be followed with a contraction again. And then we contracted yesterday, and then we want to see today, are we gonna break out or break down? It's just sometimes it's very easy to predict when you're seeing such things. Also, when you have there are two candles that are also very important. We have a shooting star and a spinning top. They are also kind of like reversal candlesticks. I'm not talking, I think I trained about them last year. These indecision candles, you can read about a spinning top and a shooting star. I know there is a morning star, evening star, and the dojis. But if you want reversal candles, go read about a shooting star and a morning, and a shooting star and a spinning top. Okay, every time the market is indecisive, this is a spinning top, this is a spinning top. Something has to follow every time you have such kind of a pattern formed in the market. Okay, so read about those indecision candles. Whoever makes a decision, that's why I said on Tuesday, whoever makes a decision, we go by it. So the decision which was made was bullish, and we had the whole day trending up. Okay, now we had CPI yesterday, but the market was indecisive. We didn't have the same reaction like on Tuesday. That's why we saw this another indecision, another contraction. So that's what we want to see today, what's going to happen. So if we're not pushing up, then you're going to go back down. Okay, so now if we're going down, we're looking at this 530 level. And if you are going to go down, I'm thinking we might go down into possibly Monday, if we are going to have continuation. Okay, so you've had this pullback. Then if we are not going to any level, 547, 554, then we might have that break down after the expansion. Okay, that's for SPY. QQQ, QQQ, still semiconductor stocks are not the strongest. So we had the same thing on Tuesday, we went up, and yesterday, another contraction. Okay. Always look at, if you want also to find stocks to trade, go look at the daily, look at the past 7 days, then you see the past 7 days, this is the, like here we had on Monday, we had this doji. So we had this, look at the range, very tiny range. And then we were followed by that move up on Tuesday. And then yesterday again, another tiny range. Okay. Every time the market is indecisive after a move, you want to know the next day who makes the decision. So you go with whoever makes a decision. Okay. You can go back and see every time, you can have 2 days, like here we had a tiny range, another tiny range, and then we had this move down. Okay, then this was a bit big, then we had this, another move down, another contraction, we had this move down, then we had this candle, almost inverted hammer, and then we had this move up. So every time you have those indecision candles, doji, spinning top, shooting star, evening star, morning star, go read about those indecision candles. Always expect a move to happen because the market is indecisive. So the person who makes a decision carries the day. You can see it better with a regular candle. You might not see it. Sometimes you look at a Kenash, even when you have a contraction, it shows you a good bullish or a bearish candle. So look at it, especially when you're followed with 2 of them 2 days. You don't want it to go for, and this is either we have a bullish trend or a bearish trend. When it's going sideways, it's just sideways. Sideways is sideways. Sideways, you're counting. You want the sideways move to be at least 6 to 9 days. Okay, so here, every time you see a doji, a spinning top, a shooting star, that's what you expect. The next day, that's the stock to trade, because the market was indecisive and then somebody makes the decision. So we had this and we have this yesterday. So today we want to see who makes the decision. Okay, so for SPY and QQQ. Now, I've seen GS has hit 500 pre-market. Okay, so for GS, we had this rare wide range candle. Anytime you have a stock creating a wide range and then it's taking its time, yes, it's trending up, but taking its time to move up and break this. So yesterday I said, look at GS if it will have a change of character, close above this 492, and we did have a change of character. So we want to see today if it doesn't still go back. So GS, we had hit 517. If it doesn't go back any level below 517, will be a lower high. Okay, it has not given us beautiful higher highs. Like you see, this was a higher high, then the second one is here, then barely here, and then yesterday we saw a good one. So it has not given us perfect higher highs. Struggling. But we've got this and we have a change of character. So if it doesn't go to 517, expect bearish continuation. Now for GS, sometimes GS doesn't act very well as a sector rotation stock. Sometimes GS follows, sometimes if you see GS follows SPY, it's not a good sector rotation because we have financial. Sometimes you might see it go with the sector rotation stock, sometimes not, because GS is under SP, S&P 500. So it might not go the same direction with other sector rotation stocks. So just keep watch of that. So we have JPM and GS today. We are watching them. Okay, so the same thing, we had this range, then we have a change of, so JPM had a change of character on Tuesday, and then it continued up yesterday. JPM is above 210, so we're looking at this 217. Okay, so those two, they're gonna open higher because they had change of character. So whenever you see a stock have a change of character, there's a possibility it will open higher the next day. We want to see if it doesn't go back to 217, any lower high, you get puts. And when you get puts, please buy next week expiry because the trend might continue into tomorrow, Friday, and possibly Monday. Okay, so GS, JPM, SPY, QQQ. Now, when you look at semiconductor stocks, now, when you guys didn't see me put semiconductor stocks in 5K lists this week, and you guys can see why. Okay, anytime you have semiconductor stocks, almost all of them, they are in the bearish possible pullback. It's not the best group to be in. Okay, so this is what you're seeing. So this is why they were not featuring in 5K list this week. Yes, we got this one move, but look at this is Monday, it was sideways. Then we got this move, and then we have another sideways. So that's why we didn't have them in the 5K list. So anytime you see they're missing the 5K list, just expect the market to be probably having some sideways or indecision, some decisions to be made. Okay, I still like AVGO after the split. I still like NVIDIA after the split. They're not moving badly, they're doing well. So this one had a change of character. Here we had these 3 days of going sideways, indecision, and then finally it's pushing up. So as long as it's not going to 185, it's going to be a lower high. You're going to get bearish continuation. This sector is very good to detect the trend. They, in most cases, move in the same way. So Amat is reporting earnings. Today after market close, okay? So we'll say what it does. Not a stock that moves big time, but it's a good stock post year. Like here we reported it trended up to 255. We were bullish. Then mid-July, we've been trending down. So we want to see if it will do the same thing, if we'll get a pullback or it will have bearish continuation. Okay. So whatever move we get from today might detect what to expect tomorrow. Okay. Nvidia, like I said, I'm not there's some stocks that after split they're disappointing. This one is not. Even if it's moving 6 points, 5 points, the contracts still move. Same pattern as AVGO. We had these 3 days of indecision going sideways, and then we started trending up and had a change of character on Tuesday, and then yesterday pushed up. So it's not a bad stock even after the after the split. Okay, so from 101 we went to 119. That's not bad for stock. We've seen some stock after split, they are barely making such kind of moves. Very rare for Amazon to do such a move in 2 days. So Nvidia, the good thing, still has volume, still have people interested in trading it even after the split. Okay, so we have that sector. KLAC, the problem, like I said, August, September into October. If you look at volume, you'll want to cry. So you have to take caution when you're picking the stocks to trade. Volume is usually pathetic during this time. Summer, you don't have the best volume. Not so many people are trading, okay? But you can still buy time. If you're expecting a pullback, this one went from 694 all the way to 812. So if you're buying time, it means you're holding, you don't care about this indecision and pullbacks. So KLAC, SML, LRCX. So those ones are our big ATR, but the volume, okay? So this one very near to retest this level, very easy to see a rejection, any rejection. So you wanna look at 2 days. It might give us 2 days or not. So today, if we get any higher level, we open high, but we're not going higher, get puts, okay? Even if we open up and we're not going up the whole day, when it's done, get puts, okay? SML, the same thing. They all have the same pattern for semiconductor stocks. They are not the strongest. That's why they've not been featured in 5K list this week. When a stock is pulling back, it's not the best. When you have a strong bearish trend or bullish trend, the best. Pullback, it can be frustrating. Like you see here, it hit this level, then reject, close lower, went higher, closed lower. Finally, we had a change of character, then 3 days of indecision, and then it's not the best time when stocks are pulling back, okay? So that's for semiconductor stocks. So today, this one still doesn't have a, so this is the next candle, 904. If it doesn't go, they all don't have a long distance back here, except for SMCI and those MUs, they had some good drops, okay? SMCI, but SMCI is a good one for day trading, and this is post-year. So SMCI has been making some good moves for scalping. Like here, 546, 579, 547, 589. So it's kind of going, you see here, 510, 564. So still SMCI, when it comes to scalping, gives you good move. You can put in 300 and you get over 1,000 out of that contract from the move from SMCI. It's still a good, even if it's still trending down, it's weak, it's still a good for scalping. If you want anything for scalping, this is the best. Okay. Now, so DE was in the group of tired of being bearish. That group is not the best for for gambling on earnings. I see it has gone up, it's coming down, but I'm hoping this move will give us IV, some form of IV crash. Now, if we're having sector rotation and we're trending down today, so probably this might be a good cause for calls. If the market is trending down, usually DE cut, FSLR, I've even realized sport trends up when the market is down. So we look at this post ER. If you're having sector rotation, you might get an opportunity to trade calls for DE post earnings. But like you see, pre-market, sometimes the ones that don't give us a decision after reporting earnings are the best, because when the market opens, whoever decides, okay, we are pushing it up, even if it's a small move because of IV crash, you will still make some good money out of those contracts. Just look at the previous, prepare both direction. When the market opens, look at both direction. Okay. So DE and also, so CAT will be sympathy. So CAT, the same thing, went down, is going up. On the daily, CAT was already had a change of character on Thursday last week, but it's been barely, look at the, almost rejecting at the same level. So it's barely pushing up. So this is 336, 338, 339, then he went 339, 341, barely making a range. When you're seeing a stock struggling to push up, it's a sign of bullish trend is not strong, so probably expect we'll have bearish continuation, or somebody might try to push it up, then create a lower high, and then we continue down. So we still have this 367, the previous one, and CAT, you guys know, we came from 382. So this will be reversal, pullback, continuation, pullback, continuation. So we want to see pullback and probably continuation. It was almost headed for 300. CAT. CAT is in the lotto list. Okay, so I told you guys lotto stocks in the lotto list are good for swings. It means at some point you'll get, when you see the stocks are in the lotto list, at some point during the week, you'll get some lotto swing move. Okay, so this one is lotto DE. Depending on what it does, it's in the tide of being bearish. Let's see what it does. Okay, CAT, lot, and DE, those are ER. Then BABA. BABA is never good. It has never been good for swing for earnings. So I've never, the only stock you guys know, if when it comes to earnings, you can take a swing for Chinese stocks is PDD, Entes, and Futu. Baba, Baidu, don't even try. You'll always get an IV crash. And this is what we're seeing is struggling at 80. See, we had since, so since the 8th, 80, 80, slightly 81, 81, 81, triple top, 80 again, 80. So as long as it's above 75, it needs to go to 83. So after 83, we have 90. So I think if you type Baba in the chat, you'll get the levels. Same levels for Chinese stocks. They respect those levels, come rain, come sunshine. So we have 81 in July, and then again, it's struggling to break that 81. As long as it stays above 75, Baba is in buy the dip, sell the rip. As long as it stays above 75, you can ride it up. If it doesn't, come down. So we're looking at this 73, 71. So this can be a good move either direction. Okay. PDD. So this will be sympathy. This one has earnings on the 22nd. PDD moves way better. I love it. I don't know. It moves better than Baidu. Baidu gets beaten down and Baba struggles. So if you want, and this one, the levels are the same levels. Wherever it's coming from, even if it's coming from 0, you're riding it up to 138, 144. Whatever 0, from the day you saw this 122 change of character, get calls 138, 144. It does not fail. And you guys saw it broke 144, but pre-market, 2 days here and then here. So let's see what it does today. After this, we have 152. Okay, 152. So 148, 152. After that, we're looking at 164. So those are the levels for Chinese. Whatever is, even if it's coming from 0, 138, 144, 152. Now we have, this is the all-time high. Really? No, this one went to post-COVID. 200, yeah, 212. That's the all-time high. So we've never gone back to these levels. This is the weekly chart. We are still bullish. Came from 59, pullback, 164, pullback. So we want to see what it's gonna do. Chinese stocks, they are very politically charged stocks. If there are no good news coming out of that Asian market, they get beaten down and then they start pushing up. So that's why those levels are very key. Whatever level is coming from, like here when you saw 120, you're riding it to 138 and then 144. So after 144, 152, that's what you're looking at next. Baidu 112, wherever it's coming from, even if it's 0, 112. Okay. Even if it's 0, you're riding it. It's pushing itself back to 112. So this one doesn't look good. Still, look at this. Barely. And it didn't have a change of character. So good earnings the same day, 22nd. So let's see what it does into next week. Okay. But wherever it's coming from, 112. So here, if it's not hitting 112, get puts. Here it broke 112, but it didn't go to 120. I think 127 is the next level. Get puts. Very easy to trade Chinese stocks. Futu 65. As long as it's not above 65, get puts. Enters 103. You can recite those levels. So it hit 162 yesterday. So 62. So we still have room to go to 65. Above it, 70, 75. We have previous high, it went to 81. So this one also earnings 28th next week. So watch Chinese as they head to earnings. That's for Chinese. Now, Home Depot, you guys know Home Depot is the same thing. Home Depot reports earnings. You might not get a move from Home Depot for a week after earnings or something. It's not a stock that, it's never been that stock. It used to be before, but it's not that stock that gives you those good moves for swing. It's not a swing stock for earnings, and the next day it might not give you good move, but after it makes a decision, like here, you see this ER, it made a decision and then it dropped from 349 all the way to 323. So it might not give you good move post ER the day after. It might not give you good move for post ER the day after, but it is a good stock. When it makes a decision, then follow it through for HD. HD is not coast. Coast is a good post ER, but HD takes its time. Lows are way better. So still look at it as you're seeing it's kind of going sideways. So whoever makes a decision, follow through with it. Okay. It's not been moving very well, even pre-ER, like usual. August is not, if you want to trade good earnings, July is the best. After that, the market is not behaving very well. Okay, so still look at it. We had this bullish move, so might get some lot of move out of it either today, tomorrow, or next week. It takes its time before it makes a decision, but watch it. Then I want to look at Tesla. Tesla is in the list of stocks to look at this month. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Today is day 8. So watch today and tomorrow, day 9. We want this sideways move. Like I said, Tesla was not a stock that goes sideways, but this year, look at this. If it does more than 9 days, then we might expect the same over 30 days of going sideways. It's never been, but now it is. Just, I don't know. It's not the same stock that it used to be. It used to be one of my best, but it's no longer the same. The same levels, Tesla, wherever it's coming from, we needed to go to 212, 237. It did not hit 212. If it's rejecting 212, get puts. Very easy. I mean, some of these stocks, the levels are just easy. You saw this 210 pre-market. When the market open is not going to the same, it's get puts. Very easy. Whatever is coming from 210. So here you're seeing 196 is going up. We had 208. Maybe you're saying, okay, I'll leave a runner. It didn't hit 212. Get puts. Very easy to trade some of these stocks just based on levels. So if it's going down, now anytime it is coming below 200, just know if it's not hitting 212, it will go below 200. It's just, that's how Tesla is. If it broke 200, it will break it again and again and again. So we have 195, 194, then 196. So 198. So if it breaks this, we're looking at 181. Okay, that was a when it reported earnings, we had, so it broke this 210, and then we continued down to 181. So if we still struggling with 212 and 237, then it means bearish continuation. We're going to go down. We're going to break this level and go lower. Okay, so that's for Tesla. Tech stocks. Now, the one I'm looking at the top should be Crowd, because Crowd had that massive drop. Okay. Now, Crowd, and you can see it's been the best to trade for the pullback because it had a massive drop from 398 to 200. So if you want, this is how you pick the stocks for pullback. The one that inakupea nyama kubwa, that's the one that gives you big meat. This is a big steak of meat, and it was consistently dropping. It was not those indecision candles. No, it was just strong bearish candles. That's the one you look at for pullback. And this is one you can buy time, even if it's having some indecision in between, but it is pushing up. If you want half of this, it means from 398 to let's say 200, that's 198 points. If you want half of the stake, you divide that by 2, is almost 100 points. So from here, you're looking at almost 100 points. So if you want, look at the ones that when they were dropping, they were clear, good, bearish candles. Those are the best for pushing up. So even if you bought a call when it hit here, so we hit 192, then you had a higher low, you would have bought. Pause. Every time it's pulling back a higher low, you're buying, you're adding, and you're buying time. It might not give you those best moves, but you might wake up one day and you see it's up 30 points, because the same candles when it was going down, it can happen the same way. There was one time we woke up and it had dropped almost 50 points. It can do the same thing, okay? So for pullback, you want to look at those ones that have had beautiful, beautiful moves down. So crowd is there. The rest of them, is a struggle. Meta is a struggle. Netflix is a struggle. So pick your pies. Okay, look at Netflix. This going down was indecision. Pushing up, it's doing well. So here, the same thing from when it had a change of character, which happened on the 8th. You could have bought time and held. They are not beautiful moves, but you're buying time and you're holding. It is pushing up. Okay. So post ER, the minute you got a higher low. So we had first move, lower high, pullback, higher low, you buy time. So from this 605, it's just going up, going up, going up. We are still going up. Okay. So this post here, don't expect in August, if you've not been trading and you don't know this, August, September, October, not the best months. If we are not having a clear trending down or a clear move, it's just the market is not decided. We don't have enough volume to push the market. And that's why if we are bearish, you see stocks just dropping, because we don't have enough volume to push the stocks up, even on pullbacks. But here, this one gave us good pullbacks, and these are higher highs candles. So this one, this is a very clear one. If it's not going to 697, if you're not touching 700, I said we might not touch 700 until November. So let's see. If it doesn't touch, just get puts. Meta, the same thing. So these are just clear. Meta, Netflix, Microsoft, very clear. If it's not going to the previous high level, get put. So this one, 545, I think 542. If it's not touching it, get puts. So these are the ones you could have bought time. From the minute this is post ER, this was a higher low, get calls, and you could have just held. This is the ones you're just patient with the pullback. Okay, if it does not touch, this is clear. Meta, Netflix, cost, very clear. If they are not retesting previous high levels, because they are very close to the previous high levels, just you're expecting bearish continuation. So cost, if it's not going to 896, we'll plan for puts, especially if you're getting double tops or triple tops. Very clear. Cost, Meta, Netflix, Microsoft, those ones are not, it's not beating about the bush. They're very clear. Microsoft. So this one, we came from 468, we dropped. If we're going up, if it's not going to this level, just get puts. Any lower high, get puts. This one has been, I don't know, just nothing. You're not seeing anything. You know, the way you look at your screen and you're seeing, oh, this stock is trending. This is just nothing, because we had this massive drop. People are exhausted. They don't know where they want the stock to go back to. They don't know if they want to push it back up or down. It's exhaustion. We are cooling off. Whoever makes a decision, if we want to push up, if not, we're going to continue down. Microsoft, what is the other stock? Google is different. I already looked at Google. So this Google barely. This is just barely. Seems somebody still wants to take it down. So Google can be there because 160, 191. Yeah, not so sure what he wants to do. The rest, ZS is also there. So 208, and here we're coming from 183. So if it's going up and it's not going back to this level, get puts very clear, and it's headed to earnings in September. ZS and net, the same thing. So this was just looking, if you're trading the pullback, you've bought time. If they're not going back to where they came from, we get puts and net 376. So you can list those stocks, Meta, Netflix, Google, and Microsoft, and net, Coast, GS, JPM, they're just clear. If they're not going back, XP, if it's not going back to 256, just get puts. I think semiconductor stocks are, they have some work to do. If you see QCOM 230, and we came all the way, semiconductor stocks are, right now, they're the weakest. So these ones, they are not in the same category. It has to work. This one has to go 70 points. Not so easy for QCOM. It took months to go to that. So this is not the same. What was the other stock? PanW, we still haven't, no, PanW is not in the same category. So PanW, we still have this 345 to tackle before we go where we came from, 380. So it's not in the same category. This one is not the same category, okay? So this one, if it doesn't break 345, we still have this. But these are the best stocks for pullback. You could have bought the minute you have a higher low, you could have bought time. They are not giving you the best moves up, but you can hold, and you're holding the contracts because they're not giving you a lot of pullbacks, but it's pushing up. Then we have, I think Okta is in the same list. We have 100, and it came from 79. It's pushing up 95. So Okta, if it's not going to 104, get puts. Okay, so those are the, at least the CRM is not in the same list, is it? No, CRM is not. CRM is still in this candle. Can you imagine? Since May, it is still inside this candle. It is still inside this range candle. So CRM is not the same. D-Dog, probably. $140, is it? 138. I thought we came from 140. No, did we? D-Dog not the same. 138. Oh my God, it's just going sideways. Okay, so D-Dog is not in that list. SE is post-ER. So we have a change of character on the weekly. It reported earnings, so it's pushing up. This was kind of going sideways, then came down then. So this one counts the candles. If it's not going back to, it has broken above 76. If it's not going to that 80, 88, get puts for SE. So those are tech stocks. No, it's just, you guys know snow. Snow, it's just bearish. It's not the same. So CRM, Snow, MDB, they're in the same category. Those are stocks that are just being tired of being bearish. Okay. So those are the ones now. For healthcare, those are easy. UNH is creating new highs. Lilly is the same category as Netflix and the Meras. So for Snow, it just needs, these ones are just the ones that are beaten down. Okay, they're pushing up. So they're the ones, if they're not going back to 146, just get puts. And it's very clear, this one. For Lilly, it's easy. And I said, if it's not going back to 965, we expect some move down. So this is clear. This is clear, just the same as Meta and Netflix. It's the same category, Lilly. If it's not going back to 966, any lower high, get puts. Lilly, it's anytime Lilly reports earnings, is a good day trade. Well, if it's given you the direction post earnings, it's the same. You're riding it up every day. It's a good day trade. Okay, here it was a good just going long. We went from here all the way to 966. We had this pullback. So going back up, we have one higher high, second one, this was an inside bar. This, it broke a third one barely, then another one. So this is a good day trade. This one is clear. If it's not going back to 966, get puts. It's a good one to day trade every day because it hits whatever level it hits. It's not 966. Expect a pullback. This is not 966. It's 908 pullback. 909 pullback. 914 pullback. 934 pullback, like that. Lilly is the best to day trade and even possibly swing. Every pullback, as long as it's not previous high, pullback, ride it up, pullback, ride it up until we go to 966. We reject 966, get puts. UNH, it was not supposed to be. Now, these stocks are, I've said, when the stocks are listed in certain category, you'll not get those moves. That's why this week, the past 2 weeks, the 5K plays have not been the best because we have so many stocks under the bearish and tired of being bearish. So either those stocks will go, nobody's making a decision because they had a strong move down. Nobody's knowing if we want to push them back up. That's why the market is not the best now. So try and catch those day trade moves. So this one we hit the same. If it's not going back to this, it was trying to hit 600. If it's not going back, get put. So these ones are very easy to trade. UNH, the same category with the Metas and the Netflix, it has to go back to the previous high. If it's not, get puts. That's why if you see the stocks are not in the 5K list, just know there's a reason why. Just if you still want to trade them, they are good possibly for day trades, or you can buy time and buy. Don't buy there at you're buying I'm buying a 650 call. You'll not make money with that because if it's not in the 5K list, it means it's supposed to be either trending sideways or it will move up, but don't make those massive moves we've been seeing. That's the reason. So if you're buying time like here, you're not going to buy a 550 or it will go to 500 and then you're buying next week expiry. No, you're buying closer to, like here, if you get a 575 or a 580 and then you're buying next week expiry or 3 weeks out, you might make some money out of it. Or if not, they are day trades. They scalp, not even day trades, scalping. If it's going up and this level is not 600, get puts or leave it, wait, go up a higher low, get calls, a higher low, get calls, like that until you push it to 600. That's how it is. That's how it is. And that's the reason you're not seeing these stocks in the 5K list. They're not supposed to make those magics. Same thing for LMT. It's in the momentum list, but it's not making you those moves. That's why you'll not see them in the 5K list this week. Just, you guys have to trust me. The market is not the best, so take opportunity this time with scalping, okay? Don't force these things. It's not gonna happen. We are not happening. This will, I don't know until when. Okay, so this scalp push up, you know, this one now gave us a new high. So we are looking for a slingshot setup or shallow pullback. This one is a sector rotation. You'll see when the market is down, you see LMT going up, up, up. Okay, so that's what is happening. Apple, the same thing. If you're not going to what was the level? 230. Was it 237? The same. So this is, list your stocks on how you're looking. Those that have opportunity, they're pushing up. They don't have a huge distance to travel back to retest the high. The Metas, the Netflix, the Microsoft, the Lilies, Apple, all those are the top of your, in case we get some moves, this is what you're expecting, or they're the ones you can buy time, but you're not buying, oh, like Apple, you say I'm buying a 250 call. Please be realistic. We are not moving that way again, probably, I don't know until when. So this is what the market is giving us. Let's work with it. So here you could have bought time, but you're not buying out of the money contracts. Buy close to either at the money or in the money. Don't go way out of the money and then say, I'm not making money and this stock is going up, because they are struggling. They're not holding the high levels. Okay. Question. Lulus, if you want to trade, these ones, they're still pushing down. Lulus, Alta, Etsy, Elf. Okay, they're still trending down. So this one is going sideways. Count days where whoever tosses them off the cliff. So if it goes up, it needs to have a change of character, 247. Or if it goes down, 226, you have bearish continuation. So it's going sideways. Count days. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So count days. Same thing for Alta. Okay, so Alta is trying to push up. So this was 12. I think it had a, it had a bearish slingshot. 380, was it? 318. So this one, you can take advantage of bearish slingshot. It hits a low. You expect the next day to break above the previous day high, which it did. It broke above this, so we have a slingshot setup. Then you have a pullback. You're watching for pullback. If it's not going back to previous low, get calls. And you're seeing this is the movie. What? Just see. So these are the ones you can take advantage. Oh, do you see? That one's Alta had news. What news? So this is the setup you're looking at for stocks that are hitting 52-week low. You want to see it have a bearish slingshot. It did. It broke above the previous day high. The next day when it pulls back and creates a higher low, you're getting calls. Get calls. Then you want it to go higher. You're looking at what? 50% retracement. Yeah, Jamani, you will not miss these moves. The news will find you in the play, Tosh. These people don't, you because you already saw the setup. So 50% retracement. You see, it has gone, and this is what I've seen. Some of these stocks, look at the contracts. Probably they were $2, $3, $5. Gamble on those, because the move can happen the same way. You see, it came from 413, dropped to 318. That's like $100 move. You want 50 points of that. 50 points, you're looking at 556. So 50, it was 576. It has gone to that level. Even if it has news, it will find you in the play, because it already gave you the slingshot setup. This is the slingshot. fair. It was pulled, it was vuruta. You push the sling thing and then somebody released. These setups, very easy. If you look at the contracts for calls, probably it was $10, $50. You wake up, it's thousands of money. So don't miss on that. And I think I mentioned, look out for slingshot setup. It means you're not just looking and waiting for the move to happen during the day. Look at the contracts. If it move can happen overnight, or news always come during pre-market or after hours. So if that moves, the slingshot is happening, it will happen during that time. You're looking at the day it hits 52-week low. If it gives you a slingshot setup, the next day, if it's a higher low, you want 50% retracement. Hey, Madameni, 50% retracement. I didn't even look at this myself. Sometimes I feel disappointed in myself also. But I think I mentioned, watch out for slingshot setup. So here it went to 333. You would have day trade. Pullback, it's a higher low. It didn't go back to 318. Get calls. Today you're waking up rich. Okay, so those are the ones take advantage of, the ones giving you bullish slingshot or bearish slingshot. So Alta, Lulu, Elf, L, because they have those massive drops. Okay, you see these moves, you'll not be missing such moves. They don't look a lot, but if you look, it's a stock that has been trending down, down, down. Okay, hit 52-week low. So the next day you want it to break above previous day high. So if it came from 86, we want it to go above 89. It broke above it. So the next day, what are you looking for? Higher low, push up. Now you're looking for 50% retracement. Same thing for Elf, Roku, all these stocks that have been trending down and hitting 52-week low. Okay, so look at this one. This one was a good post here. You would not have missed this continuation. Continue down 142, 143. So look at this. You have like a double bottom. You want to see what it will do. The same thing for Moderna. This today is Thursday. So Moderna, BNTX, those are rotation, stock rotation. So if we're having any stock rotation today, those are the stocks to look at. So this one had massive drop for earnings. If you want to catch 50% of the move and you're getting calls, you'll get some good money out of it. Okay, so those moves should not, news will find you in the play. Okay, Tosh, sign us off.
Let's make that money.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.